Hello everybody and welcome to Arrow mid-season premiere. This is episode 10 titled Left Behind. This came out about a month ago now, a little over a month, a little bit late, but here it is. Fantastic return to the show. Last episode, which the review of that episode came out yesterday, so go check that out before you watch this one if you haven't, because spoilers right now. At the end of last episode, we saw Oliver being stabbed by Ra's al Ghul and kicked off a cliff, and he was just laying on a ledge. The preview for the next episode shows some guy in black pants walking up. We don't know who that is quite yet until this episode answers a lot of the questions and starts a 3-episode story arc back in Starling City, which concludes with episode 13, The Uprising, I believe. Episode 12, sorry. Episode 12. Yeah. Episode 12, The Uprising. 13 is Canary's, 14 is Return. Right. Got it. Thank you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in. Number 5, like I said, this episode starts off with a 3-episode story arc in Starling City, and also a 3-episode story arc for Oliver. But number 5 is the first part of the Brick storyline in Starling City. Brick is this crime boss. Now that Arrow's out of the picture for a little while, Brick is starting to take over the Glades, and he is pushing out cops and whatnot. And it's this huge crime boss that takes 3 episodes for Team Arrow to take him down. I'll reveal more about the storyline progresses obviously through this one and the next following 2 episodes, and it progresses really well as it allows time for Oliver to come back. Yeah, he's alive. Of course, they're not going to kill off the main character. Come on. But it was really cool to see this new story arc and to see Team Arrow kind of take the lead with this. Diggle is now kind of leading Team Arrow. Felicity is, of course, all shaken up with Oliver's death. Roy is still a little bit young, so Diggle kind of takes charge of Team Arrow. And they take on Brick and his forces. Number 4, Felicity quits Team Arrow and leaves Ray Palmer for the Atom Project, I guess you would call it. She still works for Palmer Industries, but she refuses to help Adam with a quantum chip, I think is what he calls, to power up his little glove thing. Kind of shoots repulsor beams, kind of like Iron Man's suit, I guess, if you want to describe it that way. But she's just fed up and doesn't see a point in to progress anymore, to keep going. So she ends up quitting Team Arrow and Team Atom without, because Oliver's gone. There's nothing that they can do to stop Brick. It's basically her mentality. She's given up. That will progress in the next couple episodes. Number 3, Malcolm in the Arrow Cave. This next 3 episodes out, Malcolm kind of serves as an informant. Oliver's whereabouts and what's happening with Oliver to Team Arrow. He sends someone out to go find what happens. No, he goes to find out what happens. He goes to the place where they fought and finds the sword and brings it back to the Arrow Cave, and tells them that he died, that Ra's al Ghul leaves evidence of what happened, and so Ra's recovers the sword and brings it back to Team Arrow, and shows them what happened. And this is when Felicity then quits the team. That Oliver's now officially dead. There's no more hope, so she's done. Malcolm is the one relaying all this information. Of course, there was all kind of, do we trust him? Do we not trust him? It's just a whole lot of issue. So, it's kind of a quick review. The next 2 things will be a little bit slower, I think. Take a little more time. But number 2 is multiple different things, multiple different heroes coming about. We have, the episode opens with Roy and what looks like Arrow and taking on people. Ends up, who's in the Arrow suit is Diggle. This is the first time we've seen Diggle in the Arrow suit since season 1, when Oliver's under house arrest. He pretty much says right away that I'm much better with a gun than a bow, so very quickly puts down the Arrow suit and just keeps up his normal bodyguard attire that we've seen him for the past couple seasons. And then we also have Adam. He's trying to use, like I said, the repulsor beams. He has like these clown, like those little punching bag things that kind of come back up. They kind of hit him and they go bling, and they kind of like that. He has like 3 clowns of them, and he's trying to practice using his repulsor beams, but it works. It doesn't work because the quantum chip isn't working. He needs Felicity to fix it. She ends up not fixing it because she quits. We just went over that. And then finally, kind of the big thing is that Sarah got killed in the first episode of this season, and she played the role of the Canary in season 2. Now we have a replacement. as the official Black Canary. From the comics, she's Black Canary, but Sarah was just called the Canary. Now we have Laurel taking up that mantle as the Black Canary, closer to the end of the episode. So that is a big reveal that will play out, of course, across the next couple episodes, and definitely kind of resolves itself in episode 13, Canaries, which we'll get to in a couple of weeks. So that's the evolution. A bunch of new heroes kind of coming in to kind of fill the role of Oliver's absence. But when Oliver does end up returning, kind of talk about this right now. When Oliver does return, these heroes don't leave. They've kind of made their stay. They're now going to stay in Starling City. Just because he comes back doesn't mean they're going to leave, and that's something Oliver has to kind of face. And I'll talk about that later when he does return. I'm not going to say when, but when he does return, that's something he does have to face. And finally, number 1, Oliver's not dead. The final scene of the episode is Oliver waking up and looking around in Tatsu, Katana, from the flashbacks. She's now in the present day in the mountains and saves Oliver's life. Miseo is the one who rescued Oliver, and because of the cold, I guess it's like cauterized, I don't know how you say it, cauterized, I don't know, his blood and kind of froze it so it doesn't, like, he doesn't bleed out. But from what Tatsu basically says, that he was on the brink of death. But it's really cool to see Oliver's still alive. Of course, he's not dead. They can't really kill off their main character. I was hoping for a Lazarus Pit revival. It's not what we got, but I'm sure we'll see the Lazarus Pit sometime in the future because Ra's al Ghul is in play in the show. But that is going to be all for this review. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Avid Epic Gamer. Until next time, God bless. See you then.